Welcome to the Voice Room podcast, where conversations come alive and voices find their power. Whether you're a student, a young professional, or just someone eager to communicate with confidence, you're in the right place. Now, get ready to dive into insights on voice, speech, and the art of impactful communication. With your host, voice and presentation expert, Carina Tien.
Hey friends, this is Carina here and welcome back to the Voice Room podcast. Today we are diving into a topic that is crucial, a little uncomfortable, and wildly powerful when done right. We are going to talk about how to give constructive feedback. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about sugarcoating, and it is not about being nice just to avoid conflict. It is about learning the art of telling the truth with clarity and compassion, so people actually hear it, trust you, and grow from it. Because let's be honest, we have all received feedback that felt like a punch in the gut, and we have probably also held back feedback we knew we should have given because we didn't want to be that person. So how do we say what needs to be said without burning bridges or breaking spirits? Let's talk about it. Let's start with this. Feedback is not a confrontation. It's a form of connection. It's you saying, I care enough about you and the quality of our work to speak honestly. Harvard Business Review once published research showing that employees overwhelmingly prefer receiving constructive feedback over praise, as long as it's delivered respectfully and clearly. It builds trust, it builds better teams, and it helps people to grow. But here is the catch. Most people have never been taught how to give feedback, so they either avoid it entirely or they deliver it like a drive-by critique with zero context, tone, or heart. So, before you give any feedback, ask yourself, am I trying to help? Do I want this person to grow, or do I want to vent? Am I grounded emotionally, or am I reacting? If the feedback is fueled by frustration, ego, or proving a point, it's going to land like an attack. But if it's coming from care, clarity, and a desire to elevate, it's far more likely to receive with openness. Here is a mantra that I always come back to. Feedback should feel like a gift, not a grenade. Therefore, timing matters. If you wait too long to give feedback, it loses context and urgency. But if you give it mid-trigger, it loses grace. The sweet spot? Soon enough that it's still relevant, late enough that you have gathered your thoughts. For example, instead of blowing up in a meeting when someone interrupts you, circle back afterwards with calm energy and clear intent. Let's talk about the hamburger method, a feedback method that I always recommend. Think of feedback like building a burger. Top bun, start with a real thoughtful compliment. The meaty middle, share the constructive feedback clearly and respectfully. As for the bottom bun, finish with encouragement or a collaborative next step. Here is what it will sound like. Sally, you came really well prepared for yesterday's client's meeting. That's the top bun. One thing I noticed during my portion, you jumped in a few times, which made it tough to keep the flow on track. This is the meaty middle. I know we both care about clarity for the client, so maybe next time we can plan the transitions more smoothly together. And this is the bottom bun. See, it is honest, balanced, and keeps the relationship intact. How about the use I language and not you for a text? Saying you're always late and disrespectful will instantly make someone defensive. Instead, try saying this. I've noticed you have been arriving 10 to 15 minutes late this week. It is affecting the team's momentum, and I would love to understand what's going on. See the shift? The I language keeps ownership with you. The you language, especially always or never, feels like a character attack. Next, let's talk about body language and tone. Studies show that 93% of communication impact comes from tone and nonverbal cues, not the actual words. So even if your script is perfect, if your tone is sarcastic, flat, or cold, it won't land. Speak with warmth. Maintain open body language. Make eye contact. Stay grounded. Your energy should say, I'm here with you, not against you. Feedback is not a monologue. It is a moment of conversation. Here is how you can ask. What's your take on that? How did that land for you? Is there anything I'm missing from your side? People are more likely to accept feedback when they feel included in the conversation, not preached to. Feedback is most effective when it's regular and normalized, and not saved for performance review season. If you only give feedback once a year, it builds pressure, and people can't course correct in real time. Instead, build a culture of micro-feedback. Here are some examples. Love how you frame the email, clear and kind. Next time, can you flag that earlier? I want to support you. That presentation hit well. What would you improve next time? Short, timely, and consistent. Now, let's talk about giving feedback to your peers as well as giving feedback to your boss. If you need to give upward feedback to your boss, you have to lead with respect. You have to anchor in shared goals. You have to frame it as a collaboration. Try this. I noticed something that might be getting in the way of how we perceive by client. Can I run it by you? Be tactful, but don't let hierarchy silence your voice. Here is the real secret to constructive feedback. It is not about being perfect. It is about being present. It is not about calling people out. It is about calling them forward. So next time, when you feel the tension of wanting to say something, don't bury it. Don't blurt it. Breathe. Check your intention. Speak with clarity and kindness. And trust that growth begins when someone has the courage to say, hey, I see something worth improving, and I believe in you enough to tell you. Once again, thank you so much for joining me on the Voice Room podcast. If this episode helped you navigate that feedback conversation you've been avoiding, share it with someone who could use it. Subscribe, leave a comment, and follow me on Instagram at The Voice Room for more voice, communication, and leadership strategies. I'm so excited to see you all in the next episode. Until then, keep showing up with clarity, courage, and care.